Okay, please let me know if this is audible or not. We will wait for a few minutes and then I will start with the question that I got and then we will discuss on that. Okay, bye. Okay, it is audible, right? Logesh, good. Uh, okay, let's wait for 2 more minutes and then I will start with the question. Okay, let's start this one. Okay, let's start. What the question that I got from one of the community member that he asked about extracting the details that we are seeing in the screen. We can do this by using data scraping directly, but the question that he asked is to extract these two fields and without using any data scraping method. So that is the reason that I thought let's uh, go and do a live so that everyone can understand this. Okay, so how we are gonna do this without using a data scraping, that is what I will show you today. So let's start how we can do this by using data scraping. First, let's see. So here in the screen that you can see, this is a new one, a new project that I created. And if we want to see what is happening here, um, if I right click here and go to inspect, we can find out what is the class name or the what is the HTML content that is storing to store this table, because we are not using data scraping. We need to get the data somehow from the HTML content. So if I click here and then indicate this one, that you can see it is storing this one here in the container. This is the one, I think. Yeah, this is the container that is holding the whole data here. This is the content container. So if we are able to extract that class content container, the HTML, the whole HTML from this, we can able to extract those two columns and then write into an Excel file. So for getting this HTML content, we can use a HTTP activity, and let's go ahead and implement this in UiPath. I'm not gonna waste much of the time. So let's go to UiPath here. What I need to do is firstly I need to get the data from the web page via HTML content, maybe storing in a text file so that I can see what is the values that I'm getting from the web page. For that I'm using, we need to install the web activities package. If I go to all packages and then types web is UiPath web activities and then install it. So with this we can use the HTTP activity so that we can post a query to that URL by using the get method to get the HTML content out of it. And in case if you have any doubts while doing this, you can post them in the chat window. And what are the other things that we're going to use to extract those two values is we're going to use the HTTP request to get the HTML content, and then we're going to use regex to extract the data and then fill it in the Excel sheet. So it is adding the dependencies. So let's wait and see after it add all the dependencies, and meanwhile we can go here and we can copy this URL here from here. You can copy that, and let's see whether it is completed. It is not yet done. Yeah, now the HTTP request is added. So let's search for the HTTP. And we can drag that here. In the endpoint URL, you can mention the URL that you have copied from here. From this side, this is the side that we are going to extract. So we're going to copy the same URL here. And we are using the request method as a get, and we are not passing any other parameters here. Just click on preview, and it will show you the response that it is getting from the HTTP request. And you can see we got all the HTML content that is in that web page. And you can also see the response info, which is the status code 200. It is completed, and this is the raw body that we got from that. So this is all good. And let's say we need to download this resource. Okay, and let's say we need to download this as a text file. Okay, we are passing here untitled text, but this is not the one that we are doing. This is no data scraping demo. So this is not an untitled txt. So let's name it different. Let's name this as web html content.txt. So you can click on save. It will download this file as into this path, the whole response body. And if I click on OK, now if we run this one, we can see a text file that is created here. So if I debug this, you can see that text file creating or in the project panel shortly. So the debug is started. Hi Madhusudan. And so it is completed, and if we refresh this, we can see the text file is created with the HTML content. So let's open and see what is the HTML content that we got here. And this will be a huge data, and don't confuse by looking at it. So let's find out where our required information is lying in this text file, and then see how we can extract that from this text file. Okay, so these are the initial CSS that is there in that web page. So we can negotiate, we can leave this aside. This is not gonna important for us. This is not uh, at all required for us. What we required, and the question that I got is for extracting the price here, and then the last update, when it is last updated. So these are the two things that we're gonna extract in this demo. If we want, you can, if you want the other parts also, you can do that by replacing the same content that I am showing you for these two. You can replicate them and then do the remaining ones. Okay, so we need these two. We need price, and then we need the last update. So let's find out where these values are lying in this text file. And if I go down, here you can see the name here, that is gold prices, right? Gold prices. And what is the, it is either it is a US or UK. You are able to see them here: British pound, Canadian dollar. And if you go to the website here, you can see that British pound and the Canadian dollar. So we are able to see till here. So let's find out these remaining parts. So if you go down, we have another one here. Let's see where I can find this. Still, we need to go down. Okay, here you can see it is rupee price, and you can also able to see the date here, this one, and the last update. This is the last updated date. Okay, these are the tags that are required for us to extract the updated date. And this is the rate. Here you can see the class rate, which contains the value, our required value. It is 128,501, and then here if you see 128, this is the one, 128,501. So we got up to here. Let's find out the first one. And if I go a bit up, we can see the first one here. Yes, this is the updated date, and where is the initial one? This is US dollar. So the currency name is US dollar, and what is the rate of it? Here the class rate. Okay, leave that aside. So what I'm gonna show you is, this is the content that we required from here. Okay, so we're gonna write a regex expression to extract from this text file, to extract all the details, right? First we will see how we can extract the price from this, and then later on we will see the last update. Okay, so for extracting the price, in this video we're going to use regex expression to extract that. So I'm going to tell you the regex expression website, which is regex101.com, which is very useful one when you are trying to understand the regular expression concepts, or you need to learn regular expression. Go here, type some, give some test strings, and then try different regex expressions. That is the way that you're gonna be more stable on writing those data extraction regular expressions. Let's wait. It is not yet loading. So okay, so let me copy this, and the rate you can see here 1,487. Let's see if it is the first one or the last one. This is the second one. So 1,764 will be the first one. Where is that? Okay, here it is. So let me copy it from here. So this is the text that is required. I'm not going to copy the whole value. I'm going to copy these three. Let me copy this and then go to regex 101, paste it here. So here what we require is we need to extract the rate. Okay, let's see where the rate is. The rate is here. So if you see exactly the same thing for the second rate as well, where it is, the second rate here. If you clearly see that it is also a class, it is equal to and then double quotes rate, double quotes greater than symbol and the value and then the div. So this is the common values that you can get from the whole text file, whole page that we got in the text file. So let's try to write a regular expression here. We're gonna look for class. Let's say it is class, and then there is an equal to there, and there is a double quote rate, and there is a double quote there again, and there is a greater than symbol. I need till that point. I don't need it till this point, right? So it is giving me the result after this one. So it is looking behind the value of what is the value that we got. After this, I need a digit. So let's consider it as a digit. It is /t, and you can see if you give it as a digit, there is a comma that is not highlighting. So we also want to take the comma into the account, and then we also need to take a dot. Dot is a special character, so we need to give a hyphen before that, and that's it. So this will be the syntax of it. So let's try this by this, removing this comma, because the reason that it is not highlighting all the numbers behind that, because it is only taking only one character. So we need to add a quantifier so that it can take multiple characters. If it is a plus, so it is taking multiple characters at the same time. We can also give it as a star, anything that your wish. So we can see it is highlighting all the rates which I require in this text. If we give the whole text, it will give you how many matches that you can get from this. You can see that at the top here, it has 3 matches up to this text. So we have multiple text in this text file. So we're going to get everything that is related to rate now. So what we have to do in here is, firstly, we need to create a data table, because we extracting the data from the text file, and we need to store that in a data table and print that in an Excel. So we need to create a data table first. So let me go ahead and create a data table. I will do it with a build data table here. Okay, and just drag and drop it here. Click on data table, and we're gonna change names for this one. The first column name would be let's say it is rates, and we click on OK, and we can remove this one. And the second one will be a string, and we're gonna take that as updated date. Okay, so these are the 2 different columns that we require, and we're gonna print them in the Excel file. If we click on OK here, and the next one, we need to create an output data table variable for this. Let's make it as dt. So now I had an empty data table which has rates and then the updated values here. So after that, now I had a data table. I need to extract these values that I highlighted in the regex. For this, I am using matches activity, which will give you the n number of matches that is happening for that particular text by using a regular expression. And you can drag it from here, matches expression, and then we can configure the regular expression that is required. And in the regex, select the advanced one and copy the regular expression from here. Let's say it is Control A, Control C, and then copy and paste it in the value section. You can also check those values by passing the test text the same thing that I has copied here, and then see whether it is highlighting the required data that you want or not. After that, leave everything same and then click on save. Now we got our regular expression for the rates is done. You need to pass the parameters where the input, it is we not got at the input, so we need to get the input. What is the input for us is the input for us is the text file, because we are storing the whole website data in the text file. So let's use a read text file activity to read the text. Let's drag and drop it here before the data table itself, and then we need to select that particular text file, which is the web HTML content. Click on OK, and we need to create the output variable. Let's say web content. No. Let's say it is a web content, and after that we need to pass this text file value as an input to this matches. So I will pass this as a web content here. You can see the variable, and I will store the result. Let's say it is let's say that is a rates, and this is an high enumerable variable which stores all the matches that is happening here, and I will use a for each to iterate each value that I'm getting from that text. And before that, let me show you exactly how many matches that it is getting in the message box, and then let's see how we can write them back to the data table. Okay, now I got rates in the enumerable, so rates dot count. So this will give us the count that is there. So let me disable this HTTP request, because we already had the content required content in the text file. So let me disable that and execute this, so that you can see the n number of values that it is extracting by this regular expression from the text file data. And we can also go back to this website where we have these many results out here. Okay, there are a lot more. Let's see what is the number that we get after this, and it is still executing it. Okay, okay, here is the total number that we got. It is saying that there are 122 different rows that are present in this data table. Okay, and so let's see it is actually giving us the correct result or not by printing them in an Excel. Okay, now we got the count. It is extracting the required fields for us. So let's remove this message box here. Now I need to write the rates into data table first, and then we will print that data table. For entering the data into the data table, first I need to get each value from here. So I use a for each of the value in rates, and then I will simply use add data row, because I need to add the data back to the data table which I created here by using build data table. So we're gonna drag add data row, right? And then what is the parameters that you need to pass to the data table is the input data table that we gonna entering the data, which is dt in this case. And then I'm using the array row where I need to pass two values, because we created rates, and then we also created updated date. These are the two columns that we created now. So let's say the first value is item.toString, because that is the rates that we got from this for each, and then there is an empty value. Let's say this is the values that I'm filling now, and later on I will fill these values as well. So for now it is empty, and if you click on OK, there is no errors till now. So it is writing the whole data that is extracting back to the data table. Now I will write it into an Excel to see whether it is getting all the results from that website or not. So I will use a right range, and let's say it is a data.xlsx, and it is a sheet one. You need to write from the A1, and the data table is dt, which is dt, and don't forget to write the headers. Take the headers option here, add headers, and let's see whether it is writing all the fields from the website to the Excel. Click on debug. Let's see if it is writing all the values that are up here until the last one, which is this one. I mean, real, which is 441422. Let's see whether it is going smooth or is there any values that it is missing. Um, if you have any doubts, you can mention them in the chat if you want to. And let's see the execution. It is completed. So let's see the Excel file that it is created the whole the values that are required. Let's refresh this, and you can see the data.xlsx here. If I click on that, now it is opening. Let's wait for a few more seconds. It is open. So it is the Excel sheet that is created. This is data.xlsx, and you can see the rates column and the updated date. Updated date is empty because we not yet updated those values in the Excel in the data table. But here we updated these values. Okay, let's see the ending value, which is similar to the website or not. And in the previous message box that we seen, we got 122. Let's see if it has 122 rows or not. Here it has 122 rows with the headers. It is 123, and it is 441422. So let's see. Let's verify this with the website as well. Here you can see it is 441422. These are the values. So it extracted all the values correctly. Now the other thing that we need to focus is on the updated date. Okay, and let's see how we can extract the updated date from here. And if we see this, where is the updated date? That here there are two different ways that you can get the updated date, which is if you want this one, you can write the regular expression same as that we return for the rate, uh, same here, or if you want a different format like this, you can write them as well. So there is another issue that you can get into if you use this, because you can see the UTC 0, which is not a constant, right? If you have 10 different values, let's say it has 122 values in it, and this is 0, and the second one will be 1, and then the 11th one will be 11. So that is not a constant that you can give in this look behind value. That is not expecting that. Either you can give /d, which is a single digit, and you cannot give you can give a double digit. When you given a double digit, it won't select for the single digit. So we are extracting from this one. Okay, so how we're gonna extract this? Let's say we will use this one, this tag here, and then we will use the syntax that is from here, because that is not used anywhere in the text file. Okay, I will just simply change the look behind value here, which need to be same as I said here. I will copy this until this one, copy here, and then paste it here. So you can see when you do that, it is selecting the digits, the number of digits, 181818. But we haven't given the hyphen here. If we give hyphen, it is taking all the values that are under the hyphen. And we also needed it also need to take slash space. It might also take a space, and then it might take this one as well. So we got until the value that we required from the date. If you need the PM as well, you can also take that. Or if making this a bit easy, what you can do is you can just, let me delete this dot star. We can see whether there is UTC or not. Let's say, okay, because why you can't use a text that is repeated in a regular while writing a regular expression? Because of this. Here we can see the date and then there is a UTC, but it is not taking this one because there is another UTC here and the final UTC is here. So it is taking all the value which is here. So write a exact match regular expression for this one, because there might be chances if the text file changes, then it will ruin every data that is extracting from there. So what I can do here is, or else I can also use a span, because that is UTC span. So let's say it should be date and it should have 0 to 2 values, and there should be a hyphen, and the exact same thing, it should contain either a 0 value or a 2. Like it might contain 2 values, and then there is another hyphen and slash d, and it might also contain 2 different values from here. Okay, so we got the date covered here, and let's say there is a space, and then I need again, let's say this slash d and then slash hyphen this one, and then you can give it a plus. And the PM or the AM, we only have these two right up there, because either it will be AM or it will be a PM, right? There is nothing other than that. So what you can write is AM or PM. It will get all the value whether it is an AM or a PM. So it will take the AM value and it will also take the PM value from there. So let me change this to AM. So it is taking those values as well. So it will giving it's giving us the exact match of the date. So let's go ahead and use this Control C and then go here, and let's drag and drop another matches activity here. Let's drag and drop it here and go to configure regular expression and advanced, and you can just copy paste the whole value here, exact match, and then save. The input is same, which is web content, the text file, whatever the value that we are getting from the read text file. After that, what you need to do, you need to create an result variable again, which is, let's say that is updated dates. Let's say it is updated dates, but now you can't add an additional data row because we are already writing the value into the data table once here. If you use, and again there is a for each, and then if you need to use that again, it will overwrite these values because there is no values here. So what we're gonna do, there is already the data table is completed with the rates. I will go and update each row in this data table. So we are seeing two different scenarios here. One is we are adding data to a data table using a data row, and we are updating the data table. So for updating it, so the data table is already consists of data, so we need to use for each row in data table. It's let me drag and drop here. So for each row in which data table, which is DT, so it is already filled with the rates column which is required. And what I need to do, I can simply drag and assign activity and the current row. What is the current row? it will give me the current row, which is current row of updated date, and we can find the name, whatever the name that you have given in the build data table activity, that you need to pass it here. So let me copy this from here directly and then go down. Let's go down a bit, and then we need to pass these values here. So I'm updating this particular column, updated date column, which is already there in the data table. Whatever the value that I need to pass, if you see whenever there is an array, you will, if you want to get the first item or second item or third item, you will use array of 0, array of 1, array of 2. So we are going to use the same one, which is here it is updated dates. So I will use updated dates, but I need to use, I need to increment the value every time, because if I mention it 0, it will write the whole date as a single, whether there is multiple column values, the dates from this website, it will write only the first one, which is 0. Let's say this will be the 0 1. Let's say if there is another time, the last update that it has done, it will not give us because the value is not incrementing there. We need to increment the value. So how we're gonna increment it? We are not gonna use any counter here, because the for each row is all default comes with a counter. What row you are dealing with, we will use that. Here you can see the output index. Let's say we say this as a row number, which will be an integer. Let's say it is a row number, so it is an integer value, and that starts with 0. Okay, so it starts with 0, the first row as 0, so it is 0, and the next time when this comes back in that row, it says 1. So that is the required output for this scenario for us. Let's say it as a row number, so it is taking 0 1 2 3, so it will give you it will give you all the numbers that are required in order to assign it to that current row. And that's it. Let's run this and see whether we are getting the rates and the updated column values. And if I debug this, you can see it will read the text file and then update those values in the Excel sheet. Let's see, I will I think it is taking up to 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Okay, and that it is started, and let's see in the website. If you want these values, you can do the similar thing that I have done, I have shown now. You can extract by using a regular expression. You can extract these two columns as well and write the whole data in the Excel file. And I also return another regular expression, so we will also check that. This is for rate meanwhile, and let's go down and check in this. This will be another regular expression that you can use. Let me copy paste and see, tell you what you need to do there. Okay, coming back, this is completed, and you can see in the output it taken 52 seconds. And if I refresh this and then open the Excel file, and we will able to see the two required columns for us. What are the two required columns that we wanted? And you can see is rates and it is the updated date. So we got this without using any data scraping method. You can see every value till the end. We have 122 rows. Okay, so this is these are the two values that we want to extract. If you want multiple ones, you can also do that. And let me show you this one. This is another regular expression that you can use for the same one. is this one. Let's remove this, and you can see it is also capturing the required info. So you can write, everyone has their own thinking, and you can write a different regular expression for the same one, or you can use this one. So these are the two different regular expressions that you can use to extract the date. And I think we are good with the first question that he asked. And the second one, he asked about another website, but I am not sure whether he's wanting to extract that with the data scraping. And if he wanted that to extract with the data scraping, I think that is good. You can use the data scraping method to extract that, or if you want similar kind of a result, you can use the same thing that I'm doing here and see whether how you can approach that as well. I think you got how you can achieve this without using any data scraping methods, and hope this helps you. And if you don't have any questions, I think we can wrap this up and complete this live. I will wait for one more minute. If you have any doubt, let me clarify it right now. I don't think so. So we can stop this session. I can stop this session right now, and I think yeah, yes, Logesh. If you have any other questions, please comment out in the comment section, and then we can see whether we can get a value to the other subscribers as well, and then they can get the information out of it so that they can progress in their career as well. So that's it. I think we're done. Thank you for joining, Logesh and Madhusudan. Let me stop sharing this. Yeah, I think. Thank you everyone. If you have any other doubts, please do share them in the comment section or in the discussion box in the channel. And that's it for this